I've been scarred and I've been bruised. I have learned just what to do. I need to leave my past behind me. I need to look to the future. No matter what will come, no matter what I've done, I know just what to do. And that's all because of you.
Hello YouTube family, welcome back to our platform. To everybody that is new, we welcome you. We are so grateful for you expanding our family and making sure that more people can benefit from the content. The last time we were here, we were discussing something that is a little bit heavy. We did the almost shame stories. That video is titled On the Other Side of Morality, or On the Wrong Side of Morality. Please do go check it out. Binge on the other ones that we've had and have fun catching up and understanding the context of what we're about. My name is Mavumengwana, and I'm the face behind facilitating conversations that are geared towards taking you back to a place of feeling like I'm okay. Thank you for always engaging, giving us ideas on how we can improve. We have noted your sound feedback. This is the last video we are having without a microphone. Just that it's locked down and deliveries take quite a while, but a microphone has been ordered and a microphone will be part and parcel of the next video. So we are aware of the volume problem that you guys have raised, and we appreciate your intentionality in trying to co-create this experience with us so that it can be more of what you want. You wouldn't want volume if you didn't want to hear what we have to say. So thank you, that was really great feedback, and we are doing something about it, and we will collectively grow together. Today we've got a topic that is slightly better than the previous one in terms of heaviness, equally significant, but Bunny is not here. We include the Bunny when we're going to be sad. Not necessarily today. Today is geared towards your growth, towards supporting you, towards normalizing you and validating you. And that, as you can see on the screen, is titled Emotions Aren't Your Enemy. And I think this is a global problem that is universal to all of us, where the presence of emotions isn't always welcome by most people. The presence of emotions that are too intense is a confusing and overwhelming experience for most people. They don't know what to do with them. Those that are around them start avoiding them because the presence of their emotions is just a lot. So we engage in a lot of avoidant behavior to avoid emotions, or we at odds with our emotions, and that experience is just incredibly exhausting. So I'm hoping we're going to end this video with you being at a place of understanding your emotions as an ally to you, your emotions as fact finders for you, and your emotions as playing a crucial role in maintaining the quality of relationships around your space. But most importantly, so you can feel autonomous and in control of your emotions. So I hope I'll do the topic justice in making you actually not take it as an insult when people call you emotional. All of us are emotional. Typically, that feedback is speaking to an expression of emotions, and that's something you can always change. It doesn't mean discard them, it doesn't mean feel guilty for having them, but emotional expression can always be controlled and can always be regulated. Why do we need emotions in the first place? What is the function of emotions? And I think because how we interact with the environment is dependent on feedback and is dependent on understanding is that good or bad. Emotions are actually so crucial in playing a role that tells us stuff we want to repeat and stuff that we want to avoid. So to some degree, we kind of need them to coexist with our environment, but most importantly, to be in touch with that environment and what it means for us. And most importantly, they compel you to do something about it. It's like they encourage action. If you audit all of your emotions and you audit how many times you feel them, you can always trace back what did you then do. You know, to repeat a certain pleasant experience, you do that thing that's going to give you those emotions. And where we encountered something that was painful, something that was aversive, we always try to do best by avoiding that experience. If you didn't have emotions to tell you how it felt, would you repeat it or would you avoid it? How did you make that instant call to either do that or that? Because emotions told you how that thing felt for you, and you could then make a decision about the implications of that thing on your life. Must I do more of it? Must I do less of it? Must I absolutely never do it again? And emotions are felt And the most beautiful lesson that I hope we're going to learn today is that you don't always have to do something about them. You know, if you have a good relationship with your emotions, they start being your friends if you're really good to them. And you can talk to your emotions. I think the biggest error we make is participating continuously with your emotional content, which is actually unnecessary. You can feel your emotions and you can sit as an observer and understand what it is they are trying to tell you without being a responder and a reactionary towards those signals and that data that they're giving you. Emotions are your best friend in terms of giving you information. Information about yourself, information about what to anticipate, information about other people. And typically, what do I mean by this? If we are to guess or make a list of a couple of emotional responses, let's take fear, for instance. This isn't an emotion most people are comfortable feeling. But when you actually orientate them to the function of fear, you get to realize, but actually fear is your guy. Fear is playing for your team. There is nothing that will quickly alert you to danger than fear. And I don't know if we can ever be okay at a place of not knowing if something is scary or not, if something poses threat for you or it doesn't. Fear is the first one to tell you that, yay, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't do that if I were you. And this is why. Fear is in there telling you this might go wrong, this might go wrong, this might go wrong. Do we not want to know what could go wrong? Personally, I'd like to know, before undertaking any action, what the odds are. And fear is so good at painting odds. Like, fear's job is out here dishing the list of what could go wrong. And you are sitting there completely paralyzed and fearful because fear has this ridiculous list of how this thing may go wrong. But if you strip all of that and look at its function, it is kind of alerting you to possible danger. More than anything, it's expanding your creative process. Now that you know what can go wrong, you're at a better place to do something about it. If you're conceptualizing an idea and fear tells you it's gonna suck, the idea is gonna suck. This is why it's gonna suck. You can start to gather all of those reasons fear said it's gonna suck, and you can do something about it. And that instantly puts you in a better position in terms of preparation. And we take a random different emotion, worry. Worry is an anticipation of threat. And I don't think you ever want to not know when threat is possible. Otherwise, that would make you completely exposed and completely vulnerable. Worry obsesses over detail. Worry is repetitive. Worry says, did you think about this? What if this happens? And good preparers have some tiny degree of worry. So actually, is worry then in itself a bad thing? I don't think so. I don't think I want to sit in a place where if there's a possible threat, I'm unable to anticipate it. I really, really never ever in my life want to be in that position. Sadness. Of course, sadness, we go out of our way to avoid hosting sadness. We are excessive about how much we try not to be sad. And sadness is caused by different things for all of us. If I'm to make a personal example, for me, sadness always indicates that I'm disappointed. Someone let me down, or I let myself down. But whenever there's an expectation that was not met, I always feel sad. I always feel sad. And I wouldn't know this if sadness didn't visit. I really wouldn't. As soon as my heart sinks and I'm feeling really, really heart sore, it's always my go-to question. Was there an expectation that I had that was not met? Then I can go back and audit the expectation. Was it a fair expectation? So it helps with my decision making, with my reflection, with my assessment of what's going on around me. For you, it may be brought by something else that is not disappointment. But you won't know that if sadness doesn't knock and say, hey, I'm here. I'm here. You need it. You need it. For some people, it indicates loss. You're telling me you don't want to know when you've lost something or someone? I would want to know. I would want to know. And sadness will tell you what you've lost. Guilt. Guilt is such a a good birthplace for remorse. Guilt prevents you from repeating mistakes when you feel bad for what you've done. It's such a good place to decide, I don't think I'll do that again. Do we not want to be remorseful? Do you want to continue being harmful to those that are around you? I don't think so. There's an exhaustive list of emotional responses, but I know they are good fact finders. In relationships, in isolation, in workspaces, you can sit in a boardroom, and if you've got good emotional literacy, you can walk away with so much data of what has just taken place purely by listening to what your emotions have to tell you. You're sitting there, you know if your team is struggling, you know if the opposition is winning, you know if your idea is not being well received by how well you know your emotions and what they tell you. Emotions are something I never want to leave behind. When I'm about to undertake something important, I rely on them so much in order to tell me what is going on. They are a beautiful diagnostic tool for me of making sense of what is going on around me. And most of the time, I don't act on this data. I sit there and have a conversation with people, but I can detail what it is I'm feeling, and because I have a good relationship with my emotions and trust them and have heard from them so many times, I've become well vested with what they mean. So I'll be sitting with a group of people, and if insecurity is there, I'll understand what's going on. If boldness is there, I'll understand what's going on. If fear is there, and I can combine all of that and describe and define that experience for myself when I am gone, it makes me effective at intervening, because they are likely to hit the nail. They're likely to hit the nail on the head. What is it about us that makes us emotion avoidant? It's the intensity of emotions and the expression of emotions. And this is something that we need to work with. I mean, take anger, for instance. Anger is one of those emotions that are a problem for people and a problem for everyone. But anger will allow you to do injustice immediately. Nothing activates all of us against injustice than anger. It will make you move to stop injustice. It doesn't matter what is injustice in your eyes, but we all feel so angry when we feel an injustice has been done. Is anger then a bad thing? Not quite. What is wrong with anger? Harming other people, hostility, the expression of anger is what is typically a problem. And you will never understand the pitfalls of your emotions if you don't understand your emotions to start with. It's a good place to say, hey, why are you all here? What are you trying to tell me? Do I know it? Now that I know it, what do I want to do with it? You hold autonomy over emotions. I normally make a joke to my friends and say, emotions are the tenants, but essentially I'm the landlord. This is my house. I want to know who's in the house. There is no need for me to pretend they are not in the house. I don't make decisions based on what the tenants had to say. I, the landlord, make the ultimate call. They are my good fact finders that tell me the state of my house, peace amongst each other, stuff they need to make the house better, and how to live in harmony. But I'm the ultimate decider. Sometimes I even have a chat with them and decide who I'm taking with. Baba Connector, you aren't coming today. You're staying right here. You've been naughty. Talk to your emotions. Reason with your emotions. Hear them out. Acknowledge that you know what they've just said. But I'm not going to be able to meet that now. You can say this. You can say, sadness, I've got one shot at this. I know you're here. And I know you're here because of the loss that I've suffered. But I have to attend that meeting. I'm not chasing you away. I'll come back and open the door for you. I just need 2 hours to function. Sometimes we can even open the door to a flood of your emotions and decide, I'll chill with you guys today. Open ice cream, eat junk food, and feel sorry for yourself. That is intentional if you are the landlord. To say, yo, there's chaos in the house. These guys are rowdy. They feel unattended to. And you intentionally decide, I'm camping here. It's okay. I allow sadness to abide sometimes, intentionally, depending on its knocking intensity, depending on how frequently it's been coming around. So really, emotions are good fact finders for us. Have a chat with them. Decide who's talking more often. You know, sometimes I even make a joke when there's conflict in my head and I'm like, you know, and I'm just chilling there thinking who's gonna lose, who's gonna win. And it's not always good emotions that win. Sometimes there's such a debate and sadness will win and I will stay in bed the whole day. Someday discipline will win and I'm like, my nigga is out here and I'm productive and I'm productive and I'm productive, but it doesn't always win. So sometimes I sit as an external observer as well and you're like, that was interesting. Or you let them fight it out and you just live with the winner. Sometimes you give them instructions that fear, as much as I know you're not staying behind, I need you to be dead silent when I do that. So please learn how to keep quiet. Have a relationship with them in accordance with your personality. Understand them. This is why self-knowledge is so important. They can't tell you anything if you don't know yourself well enough, because you won't even know why you said in the first place. Spend time with them. They're not a bad thing. Not only do they help you internally, but they invite certain responses from your environment as well. So they are good communication tools even in relationships. Otherwise your needs won't be met because you yourself don't know what you need. We've got relational needs from society, from interpersonal relationships. And people meet those needs effectively if you are aware of what they are. The thing we want to monitor against is excess. Anger is not a problem, but when it's excessive, it's called aggression. Sadness isn't necessarily a problem. If it's around often enough, it can lead to a depressive episode. Worry isn't necessarily here to harm you, but in excess, it can be called anxiety. So emotions in excess, emotions in high expression are what's a problem. But the presence of emotions in their inherent sense, they're your guy. They're your guy. Talk to your guys. Understand what they have to say. Say something back to them. Allow and discard. Pick some to take with you. You know, when I go to meetings and moments of significance, there's emotions I always want to accompany me. Take this YouTube channel, for instance. There is nothing as useful as having fear here to make sure I don't drop the ball. Take people seriously. Rejection is likely. It's my guy constantly here painting the odds for me. Insecurity. Insecurity paints the stakes, orientates you to the market that other people are also good at this. And there's this and this and this and this. And once you've got the data, they can chill. They can chill. But you don't want to go anywhere. You know, the absence of emotion feels very numb. And people that have battled depression will tell you that I didn't feel sad, I felt empty. So having no emotions is actually not a nice feeling. As much as when you're emotional, you wish they would just go away. If they really go away, you wouldn't be happy about that. So yeah, I hope this begins a journey of you befriending your emotions and making them your friends. And naming them makes it light. Name them. Visualize them. Pretend you can see them. That creates the lightness of you engaging with them. Manuba kuzba yo. I feel we are back. We are back. You know, when my friend Annalise and I talk about emotions, you would swear we're making a conversation about real humans that you can see. You know, she'll call and be like, Wafika imposter syndrome. Wafika, you know, that little terrorist. And this is what they did and they did. You know, they're so rowdy, they're throwing things all over. I feel like a mess. You know. So you can choose your own that works for you. But the whole point of this video was to start painting emotions as your ally. and good fact finders for you. Touch base with them often. I have a strat plan with mine in the morning and mark a register. Who's here? And you can start noticing who's absent and who's always present. You can even ask, hi, what joy, what's going on? Then that will compel me to act in ways that bring joy back. You know, when another one is frequent and speaking louder than others, I want to know, sadness, what's up, my guy? You're hijacking the meeting every day. Then I'll know what's making me so sad that it's imminent and it's salient. And of course, we may be giggling about it now, but the data they give you is normally very serious about what's going on inside of you and around you. And it makes you functional within your own self. It makes other people attuned to what it is you are going through. Therefore, they can effectively empathize, support, and meet your needs. But this can happen if you are in denial of them or if you refuse to acknowledge them. So yeah, next time somebody calls you emotional, be like, yeah, I am actually. But remember, you've got autonomy over your emotions, and you can grab a chair and observe your emotions. You don't also have to form part of the drama. So yeah, I'm wrapping it up. Make suggestions about what you'd like to hear about next, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday.